Hello everyone, my name is Lily and welcome back to my channel. So today is August 5th and I wanted to do my July reading wrap up. Also prefacing this video, I have a cold or something, so sorry for the way my voice sounds. I read 11 books in the month of July and it was a pretty good reading month. I had a pretty good selection of books. I had a couple 5-star reads, a couple very close to 5-star reads. Yeah, and overall just all around a great month. So without further ado, let's get into the wrap up. So the first book I read this month was Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Let me tell you, this book changed my life. Okay, it was life-changing. This book is about a group of astronauts, mainly following Vanessa and Joan. Joan is like, I would say, like our main character, but Vanessa is like our supporting main character, kind of. They join the space shuttle program and we follow them training and going through navigating being women in the NASA space in the 1980s. It goes back and forth between like present day and the past leading up to present day. I feel like I can't say too much without like spoiling stuff. It's just such a beautiful story and it's like low-key heartbreaking but also like heart fulfilling. There's lots of found family. Yeah, I'm not gonna say it because I don't want to spoil anything, but it just so freaking good. And I cried multiple times reading this book, like sobbing, full on tears. I already want to reread it. Oh, and if it wasn't clear, I rated that 5 stars. Okay, the next book I read was The Summer Pact by Emily Giffin. So basically this book follows Hannah, Lainey, and Tyson, and their kind of follows their friend Summer as well. So they were friends in college. They had been friends all 4 years of college, and then right before graduation, Summer, she ends her life and everyone is left wondering like, what was that about? Like, she was so happy and so driven and so successful, and it led Hannah, Lainey, and Tyson to being like, let's make a pact that if we ever feel like we're at our very lowest, we'll be there for each other. We'll drop everything no matter what. We have to come and comfort and help the other person. 10 years later, Hannah has a crisis. Tyson and Lainey drop everything to come be with her and help her through this difficult time, and they end up going to Italy, which was where they were all supposed to go with Summer for like, I think it was either right after graduation or like a year after graduation, and she really wanted to go, so they were all like, let's go to Italy because of Summer. And lots of things start to happen. Friendship dynamics are tested, relationships form. It was interesting. I would classify this as like straight up fiction. Like, sure, there's some romance, but it was good. I rated it a 3 stars. I was thinking I was gonna rate it 2 stars, but then I kind of got more invested than I thought that I would. Next up, I read Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. I have already raved about this book. This was a 5-star read for me. Literally 3 chapters in, I knew it was gonna be a 5-star read. This book follows Emma, who is a travel nurse, and her best friend. I can't remember her best friend's name right now, but they like travel every like 6 weeks, I think. They travel to a different state, and that's mostly due to the fact that like Emma she had a really rough childhood, and so she never really like had a place to call her own, kind of, so she just wanted to like travel. You know, she liked the independence, she liked not being tied down. And then Justin enters the picture. Justin posted on this Reddit page and he's like, I have this thing where like people break up with me and then the next person they date is their soulmate. And then Emma is like, oh my god, me too. They were like, let's date, and then once we break up, we'll each find our soulmates. But little do they know, they're perfect for each other. So yeah, this book follows their relationship. This book had so many complex dynamics with Justin and his family and Emma and her family, and then the found family of it all, and the friendship, and everything about this book was so good. I was laughing out loud, I was crying, I was kicking my feet, I was giggling. I was so enamored by these characters and this writing, and this is the first book I've read by Abby Jimenez, and it will not be my last. Next up, I read Problematic Summer Romance by Ali Hazelwood. This one, not my favorite. It's technically a sequel to Not in Love, which I didn't really love. I think I live for more of her like academia novels, like the ones that are set in like the labs or like at the science center or like some kind of academic rival situation, and this one, like, it wasn't really giving that for me. So this book follows Maya Kilgore, who is Eli Kilgore's sister from Not in Love, and it also follows Connor Harkness, who is Eli's best friend. And this book centers basically around an age gap romance, and that's all you really need to know. It's basically them for a week being like, we can't be together. You're my best friend's brother and you're old. Okay, next up I read Summer in the City by Alex Astor. This book gave me very mixed feelings. About 10% in, I was like, I'm gonna DNF this because the main character, like the female main character, Elle, was so insufferable and so annoying. I was like, I can't do this. And then I locked in and I listened to 90% of it in one sitting. I stayed up like all night to finish it, and I still only rated it 4 stars. So basically this book follows Elle, who's a screenwriter, and Parker Warren, who is a billionaire. The book starts out with Elle and her best friend at this like nightclub, and she meets Parker and they make out in the stairwell, and then he makes a comment to her that she dwells on for the next 2 years, and then she has to come back to New York. Who's her next door neighbor? Parker. And he's like, be my date for the summer, so that with all this stuff going on in my business world, they're distracted, like the press is distracted, and they'll be like, oh my god, who's his girlfriend? And then of course they fall for each other, but the whole time she's still so insufferable, and he is literally doing anything and everything for her. He is so incredibly down bad. Like, girl, if you don't want him, I'll take him. So I gave it 4 stars for Parker Warren, and Parker Warren alone, okay? If he wanted to, he freaking would. Next, I read The Things We Leave Unfinished by Rebecca Yarros, and let me tell you guys something. I don't think that the historical fiction genre is for me, because I couldn't care less about wartime novels, okay? We have 2 timelines going on. We have the past and the present. The past follows Georgia Stanton's great-grandma, I can't even remember her name. Her name is Scarlett. I'm pretty sure it's her grandma. It follows Scarlett and her lover, Jameson, all the way back during World War II, and in real time. We have Georgia and Noah. That leads to a budding romance in the real time, and then there's like whole mystery thing that gets uncovered, and everyone's like, what is going on? And there's conflict for no reason, and yeah, it was crazy. The end did get me though. I think I gave it 2 stars, and I know it's getting made into a movie, which I'll probably watch it, but yeah, I don't know. It was okay. Just not my style of book, I guess. Next up, I read Summer Romance by Annabelle Monaghan. I really enjoyed this book. So in this book, we're following Allie, who is grieving the loss of her mother and also is in the process of getting a divorce from her husband. She's got 3 kids. She just feels like she's kind of like going through the motions, in a rut, has really no like purpose, and is just so like out of control of her own life. Then she meets Ethan at the dog park. Ethan is once again just the epitome of if he wanted to, he would. He falls first. He is so down bad for her. I rated this a 4.5. I just really enjoyed this book. They just felt so real. Like, these are just real people, you know? Then I read The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton, and unlike the majority of people, I have never read this book. Yeah, I didn't really know anything about this other than the name Ponyboy. I think if I had read this back in middle school or elementary school or high school, I would have like probably enjoyed it a lot more. It was fine, and I was really impressed the fact that the author wrote this at 16 years old. Like, that was crazy. I did cry though, I think a couple times. Like, it was way sadder than I was expecting. It feel very like coming of age, young adult. Like, it kind of gave like Goonies vibes, but like not Goonies vibes. And I gave it 3 stars, I'm pretty sure. Drink of the day is Coke Zero from Chick-fil-A. Next up, I did the tandem read from Throne of Glass. I really enjoyed doing the tandem read. I started it and I was like, I kind of wish that I had just done one book at a time. The more I got into it, I was like, okay, I can see why it makes the most sense to do the tandem read. With Empire of Storms, obviously, if you're doing the tandem, you end up finishing this one first, and then this one technically comes first in the series anyway. And like, I was kind of like, well, I don't know, like, I feel like you could just read them in either order and it wouldn't really matter, but No. If you're gonna do them separately, you gotta read this one first because stuff happens in this one that you find out about in this one that like you need to know. Shockingly, I liked Tower of Dawn more. That was mainly because Empire of Storms were following like a billion people and we're going all around the continent, while in Tower of Dawn, we're following like 4 and we're in 1.5 places. I think this one was just a lot easier to follow, and since it focused on only those 4 characters, like we got to know them a lot better, if that makes sense. Whereas this one, it was just a little overwhelming sometimes and there was a lot of information happening and I was like, whoa, I'm confused. Yeah, I really enjoyed both of these. They were both good. They were both fast-paced. There's so much information packed in both of these books. It's all necessary. Like, I didn't feel like any of it was unnecessary. And I've said that previously about some of the other ones, that I just feel like there was a lot of information that I was like, do we really need all of this? But in these ones, I was like, no. Like, we need all of this. Stuff is getting crazy and stuff is getting real. So I gave this one a 4.5, this one a 4.75. Highest ratings of the series so far. And my final read for the month was Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt. First of all, I have to say, admire this copy. It is so cute. I love the sprayed edges. I think they're so adorable. All I knew about this book was about the octopus Marcellus. And you should read this book just for him. So basically this book, you get these little chapters from Marcellus, the octopus. Of course, he speaks only in his brain. And we get to find out his little personality and what it's like being an octopus. Then we follow Tova. She's the cleaning lady at the aquarium. Her husband died, her son died, she's got no one left, but she loves to clean the aquarium. So we get lots of point of views from her, and she kind of befriends Marcellus. I'm assuming that's supposed to be Tova and Marcellus being besties. And then we're also following this guy named Cameron, who is unemployed and looking for his dad. And that's basically all you really need to know. This book started off a little slow. At first I was like, I'm confused. There's a lot of characters. Why do I care? I just want the octopus.
Feel like you're just here for the zip line.
By like 50% through the book, I was like, oh my god, I love all these characters. Like, I just want to give them all a hug, including the octopus.
Feel like you're just here for the zip line.
I did end up rating this a 3.75 just because I did find it a little slow at some parts. I would also classify this one as like straight up fiction, and I guess I'm just learning that that's like not really my favorite genre, but I did really still enjoy it, and I definitely would reread it just for Marcellus. Like, I love him so much. I want a whole book just of his perspective. So that was my July reading wrap up. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you got some new books that you might want to read. And yeah, if you liked it, leave a comment, subscribe, like, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.